Hello, another everyone doing today. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, if you're a returning viewer, I'm glad if you're back. Um, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. Um, the Silent Hill 2 remake hate is getting under control, honestly. Um, Anytime you open up Facebook, anytime you open up Reddit, YouTube comments, anything, there can be 2,000-3,000 comments, and only between 50 and 100 of those comments will be positive. Um, Seeing comments, people saying, "Oh, I hope they fail. I hope this game fails. I hope the company goes under. Hopefully, they go away forever." All this and that. Um, if you say that you're excited for it, or even looking forward to it, even expressing any interest at all in it, it seems like you're basically seeking attention. If you're not hating on it. Um, in Bloober's, I guess, latest interview, they said at the end to give them a chance, and everybody's using that as ammo against them. To be honest, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all for saying that. All you have to do is, like I said, all you have to do is open up Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, any social media that has to do with Silent Hill 2 Remake, and 99% of the comments are all negative and hateful compared to the very small percentage that even expresses a little bit of positivity. um, a lot of people compare it to the Resident Evil remakes. You can't really do that because honestly, Resident Evil, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but Resident Evil is on a whole other level. Resident Evil, the franchise, is a monster. Um, that's not to say Silent Hill's not big. Silent Hill's not good because I love both. But realistically, Resident Evil as a franchise is huge, monstrous, and still going strong now. I don't know. It's crazy how people act like this game is, if it doesn't succeed, it's the end of the world, and it's the end of their lives. It's how they're literally acting, or at least that's how it's coming across, and it's pathetic. You know, um, I've never played any of Bloober's games. I'll admit that. I've heard mixed things. I've heard good. I've heard bad. There's a few other games that I've actually wanted to try. Like there is one remake game that they did a couple of years ago. I think it was I can't remember what it was, but I've wanted to try that because it looks really good. Um, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, People are still going on about, oh, it's woke modern audiences. They're changing it for modern audiences. All they're meaning is they're changing it for the change of times are changing. Modern games are now over the shoulder. They're now like free aiming. Like look at Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes. Right, essentially they are for modern gamers. Right, that's all they're doing for Silent Hill 2. When they say for modern audiences, that's what they mean. They're not going woke. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. We've all seen the trailers. I don't know what everybody's going on about. It looks good. Yeah, some of the animations might be a bit wonky, may not be perfect, but all you gotta do is look at the trailers. Look at the story trailers or whatever it's called for Silent Hill 2. James first meets Angela in the what do you call it? Graveyard. He walks through the town. He goes to the apartments. Right. Everything looks good. It doesn't look like they really changed anything. Maria's outfit change. Okay, so what? Look at Jill's outfit in Resident Evil 3. Look at Resident Evil 2, Claire and Leon. They even changed Leon's police outfit. You didn't hear no complaints about that. You look at Claire's outfit. They gave her a jacket, jeans. Everybody said, "Oh man, she looks amazing. She looks great." You had a few people who didn't like it, but overall, it got a big reception. You know, um, you can't you can't compare the reception and the well-being of the remakes of Resident Evil to this Silent Hill game that has not even come out yet. What's another thing? Um, okay, for Resident Evil 3, Jill's outfit. Um, yeah, it was similar to Claire's outfit, but it makes more sense. Um, when it was either downloadable or unlockable, I don't know, but her original outfit was available. There you go. Same with Carlos's, his hair. Right. I think they were downloadable, but I think they were free. I can't remember. But either way, they were still there. um, again, going back to Resident Evil 2, because a lot of people like to compare Silent Hill 2 remake for some reason to Resident Evil 2. Um, you got your police station, you got your sewer section, you got your lab. Everything was there. Yes, the scenarios weren't perfect, and they were both pretty much two sides of the same coin, essentially, when they were supposed to be different. So I'm not saying Resident Evil 2 remake was perfect, but it was good. It was really good. Um, so yeah, like Blooper says, honestly, give them a chance. Everything we've seen so far looks good. Yeah, we haven't seen Eddie yet. So what? He's still going to be there. They're not going to, get rid of him. Um, and Angela's not fat. We watched the trailers and stuff. We've seen her in different angles and stuff. She's not fat. Like, give it up. Stop being stupid and pathetic. Um, they're only using the unflattering angles of her when using that comparison and whatever. When they're comparing the remake to the original, they're always using that one camera angle of her turning her head or whatever in the graveyard. And yeah, it's not the most flattering angle, but whatever. But in later in the trailer and stuff, she looks perfectly fine. You know, I just honestly, like I said, I think that this, hate is getting out of control. It's just pathetic. It's almost like this whole game is taking over people's lives so much that, if it fails, like I said, it's the end of their life. And it's so, I don't even know. It's so stupid. Um, I don't know if I said this already, but I myself, I have a pre-ordered PS5 pre-ordered. Can't wait. Looks great, honestly. Is Silent Hill 2 my favorite Silent Hill game? I'll be honest, no, it's not. Um, that would probably go to one, either one or hmm, yeah, probably one. Out of all of them that I can think of, probably one. Because to be honest, one was great. Two was pretty good. People are gonna hate me on this, but three, it was good, but it wasn't like super duper amazing to me. I don't know. Um, Four was pretty interesting. Homecoming wasn't as bad as everybody says it is. Again, it wasn't my favorite because number one's my favorite one. Um, I will agree with people when they say Downpour was terrible because it was. But for me, that was because of the graphics and the field of view, how far you could see out. It was very blurry in times, even in the cutscenes and stuff. So it made it a bit difficult for me to play. Um, but yeah, overall, like I said, I think the Silent Hill 2 hate is definitely overblown. Like I said, the game's not even out yet, and even if it's not perfect, even if it's not what you are expecting it to be, like people say about the Resident Evil remakes, Go play the original ones. If you don't like the remakes, go play the original. We hear that a lot in Resident Evil subreddits and Facebook pages too. If you don't like the remakes, go play the original. And it's the same thing here. If you don't like it, you don't want to support it, and you have this huge hate on for it for whatever reason you may be, go play the original. It's always going to be there. No one's forcing you to buy this new game. No one, is telling you you have to. It's, I don't know. It's just fucking ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, I for one, I'm looking forward to it. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember right now. Of course, now that I'm recording, I can't remember. There was something else I was going to say, too. Yeah, I can't remember now. I'll remember when, as soon as I turn this off, I'll be like, oh, damn it, I remember what I was going to say. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, right, that's what I was going to say. I remember now. People saying, I probably already said this already, but the outfit changes and stuff, being woke and whatever. Yeah, I don't think that's it. And that's another thing, too, that people don't realize, too. There was an interview, I think, from Bloober. I don't remember when it was exactly. I think it was recently. Um, but Ito himself wanted to make some changes to the remake. He wanted to do changes. And Blooper was the one who pushed back and said, no, no, no. We want to try and keep this as close as we can. So even Blooper was like, no, thank you. When the original guy who made Silent Hill 2 wanted to make changes. But everybody is jumping on Blooper and hating on them for it. People saying, or sorry, when you read like it's, he doesn't look at it like a remake, it's like a reimaging and stuff. And again, we'll take this back to Resident Evil. Okay, so the remakes of Resident Evil 1, or sorry, yeah, we'll say 1, 2, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Essentially, they are reimaging. They're the exact same stories. And I've talked about this before in other videos. They're, the exact same. When you get down to the core of it, the stories are exactly the same. The characters are who they're supposed to be. They get to where they're supposed to be. It's a reimaging. It's a different way. It's just a different view, right? It's a different way of seeing the character get to how there was, right? Again, so reimaging, like they say. So I have no problem with them saying, Silent Hill 2 is a reimaging, it's not a remake. Okay, well, technically it's still a remake, but a reimaging makes sense, yes. I am totally on board with that, and that's fine. When they say, oh, it's a romanticized version of it, well, of course it is. It's not the original game, because you can't, it's not going to be as good or as perfect or whatever, however you view it, as the original. So essentially the remakes of, 2, 3, and 4, are romanticized remakes of their originals. The reason I exclude 1 is because, and I know a few people online I've read also agree with me too, and a few people who I know as well in person agree that the Resident Evil 1 remake, all in all, is a perfect remake. It has everything, didn't remove anything, it added stuff. The layout of the mansion is about 99% the same, with added hallways and rooms as well, without ruining like the structure of the mansion. The storyline, everything's the same. So that's why I didn't include Resident Evil 1 in this romanticized, remake kind of thing. 2, like I said, Resident Evil 2 remake was really good. Yeah, it has its flaws. It's definitely missing, some scenarios, and we're not getting into that. 2 was really good. 3 is really disappointing, unfortunately. Visually, it looks really good. Gameplay is very smooth, so I'll give it that. So 3 does have some redeeming qualities. 4, in my opinion, is much better than its original. Um, so yeah, they are essentially romanticized remakes, like I said. So Blooper Team is saying that, oh, well, it's a romanticized remake, it's a reimaging. They're not going back on their word saying it's not a remake. Even if they say, oh, we don't really look at it like a remake, it still is. In all intents and purposes, it is. But as a company, they're probably growing, and loud car. Um, they're just changing how, I guess, they view their product and stuff. They're also probably thinking, how do we word this so we don't get bashed and um, have anything we say thrown back in our face? I honestly feel bad for them. Um, but yeah, this video has gone on a little longer than I thought it was going to. About 16 minutes here. Um, but yeah, all in all, honestly, I think that the hate and the bashing of Blooper Team and Silent Hill 2 is definitely going overboard. Again, I'm not saying that their other works aren't good. I'm not saying you have to love them. Because again, I mean, back to Capcom, there's Capcom games that I really aren't that interested in, that I don't really want to try. That being their other biggest monster of a franchise, Monster Hunter. Never really been super interested in that. Um, so I'm not saying you have to love them. I'm not saying um, go be positive only right now. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion. But it just seems like everybody's following each other, and that if you don't say something negative, then there's something wrong with you. You know, you go on YouTube. How many realistically, how many YouTube videos do you see on Silent Hill 2 Remake that are positive? Very little, if any. And again, I'm not saying that you absolutely have to be positive. I'm not saying that you have to only say good things, right? Um, because again, going back to Resident Evil, look at me. Like, I had a whole video saying that I didn't like Resident Evil 3, right? Um, and that's okay. Like, you don't have. I'm not saying you have to love this remake. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I personally think that a lot of this hate is overblown. The game's not even out yet. There's some pretty cool features that they've showed off so far. One of them, more notably, is the map feature. I think that's really cool. That James, instead of just a map coming up on the screen, I think it's really cool that James actually holds up a map like this, and then comes up to the screen, and if he sees something, he actually has a pencil or a pen, whatever he has, and he's literally marking it on the map. So everything seems to be like in real time. It's really cool. And there was a video I was watching um, that did have some positivity in it, which was pretty cool. And the guy was going over some of the features, I guess, for it. You can turn a lot of the prompts off. So, like, say if there's like an object and it tells you, oh, you gotta pick it up. Apparently, you can turn that off. you can you can play this game. Sorry, my throat's a little. Sorry about that. Um, Essentially, from what I understand, you can go into the settings and turn off basically all the prompts. That's what I think it was Ito was saying. It was either him or it was the Blooper guy. I don't know. Was saying that all the prompts that pop up on the screen, you can turn them off. So if you really want to, essentially you can play the remake kind of like how you play the original game, with no prompts, no pop-ups or anything like that. You just go into your settings and you turn everything off. Um, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's great. Um, There's going to be no yellow tape. Thank God. That was actually funny. They made a little jab at Capcom for that. That was funny. I personally think the yellow tape is stupid as hell. Um, I don't know if I talked about that or not, but like the yellow paint on ladders and breakable things and whatever, it's so annoying. But anyways, there's not going to be any yellow tape. They said what they are going to use as indicators are it's going to be like white silk or white cloth or something is what they're going to use. Um, but they said they're going to do it in a way where it doesn't like it doesn't stand out like the yellow tape. Like example, like look at the police station Resident Evil 2, right? You have places, it's nice, some places where it's grungy and whatever, and then you have this looks like someone just took yellow paint and threw it on the wall. It looks, so out of place. Um, but apparently, from what they're saying is that they're going to use either like white silk or white cloth or something like that. That's going to be an indicator to show the player where to go. And it makes sense that it's white because it's on a hill. The fog is like a white color as well, so it's going to essentially I guess blend into the environment, but it's also going to be a way to show people players where to go. And I think that's an interesting way to do it. To me, that sounds a lot better than yellow paint and yellow tape. um, but yeah, overall, I'm excited for it. Um, Unfortunately, though, I'm sad to say that the segment is slowly going downwards because of every time you log on Facebook, you go on Reddit, um, you go on YouTube, right? 90% of the time, you see these, negative comments all the time, and it's just so draining and tiresome. And I'm not seeking them out. People say, "Oh, well, just stop looking at it." When when you go on, obviously, like I said, you go on the Reddit, and you're scrolling through whatever, and you see, Silent Hill 2, someone has a question about it, or whatever it may be. So you click on it, and you want to read what the person says, and then you start reading comments, and it's boom, 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 all these negative things about the remake. Um, you open up Facebook, you're scrolling Facebook, and you see a gaming article that has to do with Silent Hill 2. You seem interested, so you click on it. And then, same thing. Boom, 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 boom. All these comments. Bad stuff. I can honestly say when the remake does come out, um, I'm probably going to definitely silence the Silent Hill subreddit because we all know it's going to be absolutely bullshit there. We know it's going to be hell. It's going to be toxic as hell. It's going to be probably just absolutely disgusting. I guarantee you it's going to be terrible. So I'm going to probably either leave or put the group on, or put the subreddit on silent. Haha, silent. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I will do it on the channel eventually. I'm honestly probably gonna do my own playthrough first, and then play through with you guys. So I have a little bit of an idea of where I'm going. Um, but yeah, I guess that's all I really got to say. Because if I keep talking, I'm just gonna eventually just start repeating myself, and I really don't want to do that because I know that I do have a bad habit of doing that. Even if I don't do that in videos in real life, I do have a bad habit of doing that, and I'd rather not. Um, so yeah, to end this video, like I said, overall, I think that the hate and the disgusting comments are overblown. It's just pathetic, to be honest. So I don't blame them at all for them saying, hey, give us a chance. Because at the end of the day, they're people like us. They are just doing jobs. They have feelings like us. And they probably go online. They're not stupid. They probably go online and read all these comments and see all this stuff too. you know, um, so they're probably not feeling very good. And people would say, oh, well, they're not confident in their product. Well, how can they be confident in a product when every single day, every single second, someone is putting you down, bashing you, putting your work down? It's very, very difficult. Obviously, I don't make games, so I don't know fully understand the pressure, but it can't be easy. So yeah, like I said, I think it's overblown, and I don't think it's fair. But who knows? If it's gonna be good or bad. We'll find out in October. Um, is it the 8th? I think it's the 8th when it comes out. Who knows? Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know there's people who are not going to like this video. I know there's people who are going to probably get either enraged for whatever reason for me sympathizing and putting some sort of positive outlook on this. And I know there's going to be others out there who do agree with me. So if you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this because there's not a lot of people on YouTube or anywhere saying anything positive. Again, there's a few out there that I've seen that I've agreed and commented on and replied to and stuff. But yeah, so like I said, if you did enjoy this video, definitely share it, subscribe, tell your friends about me, all that kind of stuff, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. I guess that's all about it.